Genshin Impact and the 3.0 update is coming out in about a week, and I've been at work for the last 6 days in a row, so not only did I miss the codes for the live stream, so I ripped my 300 primos, I've also missed not only the special program, the trailer for the special program, and everything else is coming. But I've done my research, watched all the stuff, and we're going to be getting 4 new banners in the 3.0 update. We're getting the new 5-star, Tighnari, and on the same half of the update, we're also getting Zhongli. And then the second half, we're getting the Ganyu and Kokomi Rerun banners, which, I mean, bit odd, but, you know, we're going to talk about it in this video, and should you pull? Because, I don't know, man, I really do not know. But, yeah. So, you know, if you're new to the channel and you want to support me, you can also feel free to sub, because a small percentage of people watching videos are subscribed. And if you're new or return to the channel, we do a considerable amount of Genshin Impact content. Maybe not as much recently, because I'm not going to lie, there's literally jack shit to do right now, apart from playing the events, which I've not even done. Hidden Strife ends in 8 hours, but yeah, like, if you want to support me, also a sub, we'll be making content when 3.0 comes out. But yeah, as we get into this, we're going to be talking about all the new banners and if you should pull on them. But yeah, so Tighnari, he is one of the only new characters. Collei and Dori are both 4-stars. We know them quite well because, let's be real, we saw them 6 weeks ago, and since this patch is fairly dry, with nothing really new to note, you know, we've all been fixating on these characters. Now, Tighnari is a bow character that has a level 2 charge shot. I wonder who else has a level 2 charge shot. But, anyways, when you shoot a level 2 charge shot, instead of, you know, doing Ganyu's thing, just exploding, it will send out 4 little boys that will, home in on the enemy and then do extra damage, 4 times. And then, when you use his E, it creates a little, taunt field, very similar to somebody else dying. And it will also decrease your charge time by a little bit, so you can fire out more boys more often. And in your burst, you shoot one big arrow that summons out, it explodes, and then it summons out more of the little boys that attack people. So, his entire kit is, kind of dependent on, taunting, and dealing damage with these little, you know, offshoots of Dendro, which is kind of cool, actually. I think it's a fun concept. I mean, it's kind of similar to other characters we've seen before, aka, maybe, it's got a bit of traces of Ganyu, maybe traces of, I don't know, Xingqiu or, Yellow in terms of, doing, damage from multiple, different, sources. But it's a very fun, idea for a character as an all-in-one. It also gets the benefit of being Dendro, which is the new element, so we get a whole 3 elemental reactions with this, so, I mean, new ones. I mean, you get the 4th one, which is, Pyro, but yeah, we just play around with new elemental reactions. Would I recommend pulling for him? Well, first off, Collei is on the banner, so, you know, there would have been the benefit of, oh, you can get Collei as well, but Collei you get for free in the event, so, I mean, if you only want 1 copy of Collei, your kind of reason to pull is kind of gone already. And also, right, a major but, and it's a massive warning to all of you, Tighnari's going to be on the standard banner in 3.1 onwards. Now, does that mean he'll be added to the Wanderlust Invocation, which is the the event banners? I don't know. I've not done enough research, I'm afraid. But it is a bit of a warning that, you know, potentially if you lose a 50-50, you're gonna get Tighnari anyways. So, there is literally no point. There is actually no point to pull on this character. I'll be pulling on him anyways because he's kind of cute, not gonna lie, and listen, I want to try him. And also, I have an Amos bow right in his name. So, yeah. You know, I want to try him, but so I'm going to pull for him. But, should you pull for him? No, because there's other characters in this update that you might want to be interested in. For example, Zhongli. Now, I'm using Spiral Abyss gameplay in the background, and, of course, my tactical knowledge of Genshin Impact is I've gotten 35 stars in the Abyss once, so therefore I'm basically all-knowing. I say that sarcastically, but I have Zhongli, right, and Zhongli makes the game ridiculously easy. All I do is I hold E. I could probably eat a whole sandwich in the time that his shield disappears. But, yeah, I mean, looking at the way that I build Zhongli, at least, you have multiple options. Zhongli, what? How are you speaking on the weapon screen, lad? But, yeah, I mean, I recommend another, Favonius Lance, good option. Prototype is fine, but, Black Tassel, all the way if you want to have a massive PP shield. Or Deathmatch if you want a bit of crit. And then all you do then is just slap on a bit of Tenacity of Demilith, 2 or 4 piece. I do 2 piece Noblesse because I like big numbers. I can't lie about that one, Chief. Constellations, you don't need them, but like C2 is very good for like stuff like Ajdahar and all that. But C6 makes the game trivialize, even though it's already trivialized at C0. And then all you do is you just want to upgrade your shield and then your burst, and then boom, you're good to go. He's literally an S+ tier unit. The only way that they've managed to counter him is through the fact that they've added the Rift Hounds that penetrate shields. Apart from that, Zhongli is one of the easiest. He's kind of fun, but he literally makes it so you cannot die. You physically cannot die when using Zhongli. If you do, I want to see clips of it, but you know, it just happens, you know. Overall, very good character. I would highly recommend pulling for Zhongli if you don't have him already. He is brilliant. So, already in the first half, I'd recommend pulling for Zhongli. Tighnari, not so much because of the fact that, like, if you're a free-to-play, you might end up getting him as a 50-50 loss later on down the line anyways. If you really want him, though, I mean, hey, go ahead. He looks like a fun DPS character that I might be trying out. But, second half of the update, Ganyu and Kokomi. We'll start off with Ganyu because she's my beloved, and she's my first big 5-star main. I use Amos Bow on her. You don't need Amos Bow. You can use the Prototype Crescent, which is a free-to-play craftable weapon. It works just as well. You won't do as high numbers, but hey, it's a good weapon. I would say if you're free to play, it's just just put a prototype on her. And then I'd recommend something like a 4-piece Wanderer's Trope. But if you can't do a 4-piece Wanderer's Trope, because let's be real, you're low A, you might be low AI, you might be not AR 55, you might not have farmed a bunch of weekly bosses to get a bunch of Wanderer's Trope pieces. I would probably recommend a bit of Blizzard Strayer instead. I used to run a 4-piece Blizzard Strayer on Ganyu, and I had some like cracked pieces, right? And if you run a 4-piece Blizzard Strayer, you don't need as much crit rate. You can go a lot into crit damage then, because of the fact you get extra crit rate if they're affected by cryo, and then if they're frozen. So, yeah, overall it's very good. Constellation-wise, I mean, hey, C1 might be actually really good. And then, like, overall, it's just a very big DPS increase for Ganyu. Like, C6 Ganyu is very OP. Even C1 Ganyu is pretty good, because it decreases their res by 15%, therefore you do more damage. But, overall, very Unga Bunga DPS character. However, though, over time, there are characters that are doing a bit more damage. Ayaka, for example. Okay, I know mine's 10-10-10, but she's very strong as an alternative cryo like DPS. And then, you know, things that go well with Ganyu is probably like a, you know, where I'm going with this. Probably somebody that freezes, one would say. Now, I'm just saying, right, Kokomi is an extremely good freeze support. Now, I know what you're saying, Fred, isn't she a healer? Well, that's where she is a healer, but her E exists, right? And as you can see, right, when you drop her E, it kind of like, the jellyfish like pulsates every second. This has better cryo application than Mona. If I use the spreadsheet, it doesn't taunt people, but it does have really strong cryo application, which does help her quite a lot. So, like, if you're running like a freeze team, Kokomi is actually a really good option. And also, right, with Kokomi, again, like Zhongli, she heals for so much. Mine is like level 6 talent, and she still heals for like 4k on every hit. So, overall, I would say my great review, 10 out of 10. You can probably run 4-piece Ocean Hued Clam. I'd recommend it probably over Tenacity and Ocean Hued set, because of the fact that you overheal. But yeah, overall, Kokomi, very solid unit actually. I would recommend her. I know a lot of people shit on her, but like, I would actually recommend her if you need a healer, but also a support that helps with freeze comps. So yeah, this update is very good for reruns. Maybe not so much for new content. Oh, and also I forgot, yeah, Dori is on this banner. Dori is an Electro Claymore support looking thing that heals. So, I mean, look, another Electro healer in like the free updates. Hey, I mean, it's okay. Like, if you want Dori, I'd recommend it. But apart from that, you don't need to. Overall, what banner should you be pulling on in this update, in the second half at least? I would say either is actually really strong. Like, both of these are very strong banners to pull on, and it depends on what you need. If you need a DPS or a, like, you can play Ganyu as a support with her, her taunt and her ult, and then put a bunch of ER on her. That's, like, another way of playing her. But, and then, you know, Kokomi if you want a support, but you can run her as, like, a Hydra DPS if you want with, like, Beta or something, with, like, a Taser comp. But, yeah, overall, I would say, right, banners you should definitely pull. If you don't have Zhongli, must pull. And then the second half of the update, Ganyu and Kokomi are very strong contenders. I would recommend, out of both of them, I'd probably recommend Ganyu over Kokomi. Because, let's be real, you probably have Mona. You've probably lost a lot of 50-50s, but, like, if you have Mona and you want to run a freeze-like thing on both sides of the Abyssal, for example, Kokomi, solid option. Also heal stats a bonus, so you don't need to take Zhongli or anything. So, yeah. That's my amazing advice I can give you. Let me know down below, who are you guys pulling on in the update? And are you excited for it? I mean, I'm mildly excited for it. I mean, I'm happy to try and pull for Tighnari, even though who was standard, and I'll probably lose my first 50-50 and get Tighnari in, like, 3.1 when I'm trying to pull for the other Dendric or Sumeru characters. But yeah, hope you're having a great day, everyone. Take care, and I'll see you guys in another video really soon. Have a lovely day, everyone.